Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon. So let's wait for a couple of minutes for your classmates to join. And from today, we'll start. Joining. So we'll start with like portrait painting, and we'll understand the basic concept of how portrait and skin work, and how to create that skin detail and color tone, how to color grade, and then how to make it look believable. All these things to understand, and there's like entire theory is there behind it. So if you understand the color theory of face structure, you can paint any kind of face, body, skin. Very good afternoon. Very easily. It makes your life very easier. And like when you paint anything or create texture or create concept or design anything, like you can do things much better once you understand the color theory.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, tell me.
So the still life, when we submitted yesterday, it said that it was 6 days due apparently. Were we supposed to submit last week or this week? Because I remember you saying we were supposed to
Like
submit this.
last week was the this thing. Last week was the WIP work in progress, and this week I haven't created that link yet. I created already. So this week you submit to submit here. Like last week it was here, and this week I have created today. I guess today or yesterday only I created this. So every week, like whatever we do, like whatever we're doing right now, we are supposed to submit WIP, work in progress. That week, next or like coming week, next week, you're supposed to submit the finished one.
Got it, sir.
So
Yeah,
that's why
because
that's why yeah, like, okay, that's okay. Like I guess it, when you submitted, this was not there, so you got confused.
yes, sir. So we submitted on the still life the previous week. Yeah.
Older
So
one. Okay, okay. I'll check that. No problem. I'll check that. Okay, so let's start with this. So basically, this is like our final, not week. We have like this week and another week, but this is like our final, what do you call it? Module? Not exactly module. It's final uh, subject. Like over here, you understand the color theory of the structure, and after that, we'll paint something. Like first, you have to understand this, how it works, and then paint some facial, some maybe some old lady or maybe old man, something where we have a lot of work to do, a lot of details, and lot of wrinkles or maybe discoloration, colors, hair, everything. So let's start with this. So basic structure is basically our like colors, like our head, how the color acts. Like this is, I guess you would know this is David Michelangelo's like sculpture. So this is where I got this image from internet. So I downloaded this, and they have explained this color theory really nicely, and it's a very good okay, I've uploaded this thing already, and I have a couple of more references. I'll upload those as well. So this is something explains the color theory of a head, the portrait, which you see very clearly, and it makes everything crystal clear. Thing is, wherever you have thin skin, like wherever your skin is thin and it's near to, like there are two things. Skin is thin, it cannot be yellow. It will be more towards bluish, teal blue, right? Teal or bluish, little bit towards gray because skin is really thin, so it becomes little bit bluish because skin is by nature of our skin is translucent. Skin is not opaque, skin is translucent. So whenever you place your finger or hand against the light, maybe sun or maybe a bulb or something, you can see this red border around your finger. Guess I can show you something. Triple X, right? Triple X. Just give me a second. Image. Image. Subsurface category. Yeah, I found it. So, skin by nature, like nature of a skin is translucent. So, whenever you hold your hand against the light, you can see this red part. Reason skin is translucent and light pass through it. So that's why you can see those blood because we have blood inside our like body, and that's why it reflects that red color. So this is basically called subsurface scattering, triple S. Like in short, this you will understand once you start working on characters and creating those things and materials and texture and shader. That time you learn all this thing like how to create triple S and all these things. So triple S, it basically shows the translucency and it shows scattered the inside color. So that's why we have this thing. The skin is by default it's translucent. So color of our skin, like if you have a forehead, like we have forehead. Forehead is basically more of a bony, like a skull. You have a skull, and under that skull, I'll open a reference book as well. You see, if I have a reference book here, I have. I'll show you a skull and structure. Just give me a second. Where it is. Where it is. Yeah. So here you can see we have a skull. So skull, you can see this purplish whitish part is basically a skull bone. That bone, skull. So bone, and top of this you have this purplish this muscle, which is really thin as compared to rest of the area. So it's next against your forehead where you have temporal bone and you have temporal muscle, and you have this like frontalis muscle and the temporal muscle. So this is basically these two are very thin in nature, and it's against your bone. So there are very few blood vessels there, very few blood vessels. So it looks like pale yellowish in nature. No matter what is your skin color, what kind of skin color you are working on, maybe it's dark, maybe dusky, fair, wheatish, anything. This is a basic principle for any kind of character. Like even a dusky skin, that forehead will be slightly more towards like hint of yellow. Then you have like nose. Nose is mostly you have this nose muscle like bridge. This bridge is basically only cartilage and muscle. There is no bone. So this becomes red. Wherever you have only no bone, only muscle, it becomes red because there are more muscle, more blood vessels and all. So it becomes red. Then under eye, eyelids and all these things are really thin in nature. Like really thin, and there are like you have veins and all, and it's really thin, translucent. So it becomes grayish, bluish tint because it's really thin, and our veins are basically bluish in color. So it basically scattered that bluish tint. So you can see that. So it becomes like your forehead becomes a bit yellowish. Then your eyelid, only the eyelid part, not the entire eye. Only the eyelid part becomes little bit bluish in tint, hint of blue, and eyes, cheek, and nose, like this zone. Okay, let's see, like understood like this. Forehead is mostly yellowish orangish tint, like more of because we don't have that yellow color. We it's more towards but orangish in color. So this forehead color is basically yellow, and eyebrow, the temporal bone. That area is basically almost bone. There's bony. There is no as muscle, so it becomes almost white, almost like pale white or pale yellow. Then you have eyes, this zone, ear, eyes, cheek, nose. This entire region is basically red. Then you have this jaw, lips, chin. This area is basically bluish in color, like pale blue. So this is how our we like define our region. So I have downloaded two different images with like one is sketch and one is 3D render. So suppose we have forehead. So forehead we know like forehead is mostly bony and there's not enough blood vessels. So we keep it bit yellowish. Don't move towards green. It's lighter tone. It can be dark. It can be light. So slightly more orangish. Take a bigger brush. Soft and Just to multiply so that I can see all the colors. Intensity we can reduce, like it's yellow doesn't mean it should be yellow in color, yellowish in color, like little bit of hint of yellow. Whatever your base color, like maybe it's beige, maybe it's your pinkish, or maybe it's like dusky, dark brown, burnt in or something. So that little bit hint of yellow, hint of red, hint of blue, maybe 2% blue, 1% blue, like that. So yellow, this entire region is mostly yellow. Then this eyebrow area is basically, because this really bony structure, it will become almost white, almost white. Then you have this ear, cheek, the eyes, nose, this region. This will become more of a red, because ears are really thin, and ears don't have any bone, and it's full of cartilage and full of blood vessels, because we our body regulate our temperature with the help of ear. So all blood goes to ear and flows back to your body to control the temperature. So ears are really red, cheek, nose, red, yellow, little whitish, pale yellow, then you have red, then you have steel blue. To make it bit dark. Like in female, it's like more towards like whitish and little bit just a hint of blue. In males, it's more desaturated, more towards bluish greenish in tint, like somewhere here. Because men they usually have beard and they shave, so skin become a little bit greenish or bluish in tint. It becomes more stronger. And female it's little bit towards like reddish, like you have more hint of more part of red as compared to blue. So let's, as of now we'll do more of blue, then blue. Beard, like beard is not blue, like it's skin. That's for understanding I'm painting it blue. So now we have all these colors, but there are in between multiple regions where colors in like in between colors we have where we one for this blue color will go to under eye as well, because eyelids are really thin, slightly a hint of blue. Then nose bridge, this area we have cartilage, so it will become kind of pale. So we'll just make it bit orangish and bit more desaturated, and so that should be here. Then cheeks are like you have blush, right? Like cheeks are red, so this part will become little bit yellowish, slightly yellow, hint of yellow. So I can just make it slightly fade. Then you have to see this one. Yeah, you can see like you have blush. That area is red. Ears are red, orange. Then you have this uh, orangish tint. And similarly, like wherever you have bony structure, oh God, bony structure, make it bit faded. So skin is basically quite complex, and there's like a lot of tones going on. Then let's go to more towards flesh or a little pinkish. Lips are more of a pinkish reddish in color, and the edge of lips are yellowish in tint. The beard is those areas more of a bluish grayish color, and then we can blend all colors together to get the effect. Then like this, you can apply color, and then like it's like way too saturated. After reduce saturation, you get this like flesh. You see, you get this fleshy tint very easily. So to blend all those things, so similar same technique, like you can check. I have uploaded this thing. You can check this thing. This is a basic rule of thumb for all portraits, all characters, and same thing applies to your fingers, your feet, your any like any skin part, basically any body skin part. But again, if you have like suppose you would working on a creature or some monster, something you have bony structure, or maybe you have scales. That time things will work differently because scales are not translucent in nature. Scales are 100% opaque. So it will be like either whatever its color, it will be like that color only. It won't be like some pale like translucent color. The same formula you can see. First you apply the basic yellow color, then you use the blue, little orange, red, blue, lip paint, and then tone it down. Like this is like way too exaggerated, and then tone it down. So this blends everything nicely, and same thing you can see in all the famous artists and everything, all the masters, like painters and all. They use the exact same thing, be it a male or female, exact same thing. Like if you and if you like check like this, you won't be able to understand. You have to check with this. You can see blue is 120, 165. Then somewhere it increases, somewhere it decreases. You see 121. Then you have this red color, red 210. 255 is maximum. So all those tints you have to add slightly. 146, so see, slightly bluish tint. Same thing here, yellow. This is so like quite prominently visible. That's the like basic rule of thumb for all portraits. It can be like it can be too red, or it can be like really faded out. But that basic color, like how like some lots of time we struggle with the color, like how to create the correct skin tone. So that time, if you follow this rule of thumb, this is a formula. Use this and pick one mid tone, and then blend it nicely with forehead, your eyelid, your nose, your cheek, your jaw, everything. This will give you realistic feel very easily. Similarly, you see, the exact same thing applies to your hand as well. Wherever you have bony structure, it's more towards yellow. Wherever you have flesh and full of blood vessels and all, that part is red. So it always works like that. And wherever you can see those knuckles and everything, it's like bony, really bony, thin skin. It's more of yellow, more like more deep yellow. It works like that only, always. And you can see any tone, be it any tone, only the tone color will be darkened or lightened, but the tint will like that tint of blue, tint of the hint of blue, hint of red, hint of yellow will be there always. Even if you see, this one is for a dusky dark complexion. This is like somewhere in between. This is like fair complexion. So you can see always have that like 10%, 5%, 2% of blue or 3% of blue or yellow or orange. Those tints will be there no matter what. This is like basic formula for any character, any kind of feature. If you check any art station, any reference, uh, give a second. Station, let's see, 2D. Some realistic looking photos or maybe open something. But any reference, anything you check, everything will be in the same. Except like if you are doing a stylized thing works entirely differently. Stylized stuff, there's no rules, no formula, nothing. Because anything that like pleases to eye and pleasant to eye, and it looks nice, that works. Like there's no rule for that. Mm, just only. Here also, in this particular reference, you can see this very clearly. This 400 bit, this is just dark in tone. Skin color is dark. But this area, if I just copy this image, you can import it off. Then you can see, with this, you have like, you can see 146 green, like way too, this is like too high green. 158. You see, like more green, like green basically have your blue and yellow color, right? Just more towards going yellow. You see, dark tone, light tone. This is for almost black only. So there's no nothing you can really see. Use the blue to see clearly. And the eye, red is left 69. I can see everything is way too desaturated here. You see, like quite blue. This is highlight here, copy image. This is moving towards slightly warmer color. This is I can clearly see red, pink, yellowish color. And this here, oh, my bad. If you take this color, you see slightly increase in blue. It's just like slight hint, like maybe 1%, 2%, a hint of blue. It's not supposed to be like full blue. Blue doesn't mean like you have to make it full blue in color. It's just a hint of blue. Like same formula applies everywhere. Let's just copy this one. Like here you can see clearly the bluish greenish tint very clearly. This is orangish, you can see orangish color. This is more of a brown, like it's like not like more towards moving towards. You see, this is bit warmer color. Then it's moving bit cooler color. It's clearly visible, bit cooler. You see this bluish tint clearly. So this is how it works. Like for everything, all face, all head, any kind of character, any kind of feature, anything, it will always be like this only. So something like suppose we have this, so just to understand the process. So for this, like easiest way to paint anything, you can pick any reference for yourself. Suppose this one, any reference, copy and paste it. No multiply this one, normal, new layer, and you can just simply pick color, more of a yellow color, multiply, or you can just use your own color. That also works perfectly. So red, so you can just move it slightly more towards red. Now it has become blue. You can see it becomes blue, not that blue. Then pale, whitish eyebrow, then nose. The same color, make it bit pale and slightly towards yellow. Nose bridge, then slightly orangish. Then you have slightly more red. Then take this red and make it slightly dark and blue. Make it like 100. Red maybe 115. The more you can see going towards like pinkish magenta color. You see, get this flesh color. Like, then you can start blending things. Right now you can see all the colors, everything is here. But now you can blend things together. Define the base first, then now add slightly lighter tone, highlight, which is slightly warmer. maybe a bit more reddish, less orange. Eye, red to blue, like orange, like off-white, here is more of a orange reddish color, and slightly volume, and add some color, it's just one layer. And now it can like if I want, I can add a tons of detail, tones, it makes things really prominent. And this is like all smooth brush I have used. The skin is not that smooth. Skin is more on the lots of we have lots of patches and all these tones. And slowly have to blend everything one into other. Copy the lighting. So tones you can see, like if you see it at once, it looks like a kind of similar skin tone, but there are a lot of color tones, colored variation. That is something is very important with skin. So that's something you have to do it. check this thing. I'm uploading all these references. Just check this thing and read it nicely. Like there. Then we have data sheet. This is creating body. Then we have children. So practice is, then after this we start painting. This is like I just showed you smooth brush everything. Now for skin painting we don't use smooth brush. We usually use little bit of patches here and there to define all the skin grains. We have the skin pores and everything. To also define all those things.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, do we submit? Do I submit the still life again in the new link?
Yes, see, that will be nice. If you submit in the new link, that will be nice and soft, like clear. So even if
Oh,
I like go back and check older suggestion, I'll be like for me also it will be easy to understand.
okay, sir. I'll do that.
So,
Excuse me, sir.
yes, tell me.
Sir, I'm sorry, but I changed the reference of the still life.
That's okay. That's fine.
Sir,
That's totally fine.
I'll share the new work, and as well as I will. Can I share the first one also?
Yes, yes, of course. You can if you're doing extra, that's the plus for you. Because extra work is always welcome. If you practicing more, doing extra things, that's always good. That's all. We can submit those things as well. That's fine.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Uh, So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and from tomorrow we'll start painting something, some character. By the time I'll pick some